What's going on, Knicks Nation? Welcome into another Knicks Nation post-game show as your New York Knickerbockers get back on track, defeating the Toronto Raptors by a final score of 112-198. Great games all around to talk about. Karl-Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart with a great game. Great Precious game off the bench. Just absolutely incredible game from him, I thought. Shamit with some good minutes as well. A lot to talk about. Strap in. Appreciate every single one of you guys tuning in. You can call into the live stream. The link is pinned up to the comments. Hit the Discord link. Join the Discord and hop in the live stream. I'll get to your calls a little bit later on if you guys wanted to call. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. All the good stuff. What a game. Huh? We needed this one. We needed a game like this just to get back on track, calm things down a little bit. You know, you needed a night like this to kind of, calm everything down. And tonight was an incredible night from Karl-Anthony Towns and OG Anunoby. Just absolutely incredible. Joel in the chat. I see you in the chat. Jared Ruiz. Let's go Knicks. Let's go Knicks. See you guys in the chat. Loud and clear. What's going on? See you in the Discord. Appreciate you for joining the Discord. Castro, we needed this win, but the bench was bad to watch the last 2 minutes. We'll get to that at the end of the game. But guys, great freaking win from the New York Knickerbockers. And I go to the box score, and it's a pretty one. This is the Raptors box score. Let's go down to the New York Knicks box scores, which we want to see. So, look, Karl-Anthony Towns, 27 minutes, 27 points, 13 boards, 4 offensive boards, 9 of 14 from the field, 3 of 3 from 3, 6 of 6 from the free throw line, 2 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Look, Karl-Anthony Towns, the beginning of this game, he's clearly still dealing with the knee injury, but I mean, tonight showed that it's not affecting him whatsoever. But this is the beauty of being such an efficient NBA player. Battling an injury, he's still gutting it out, and he's still getting to his spots on the court, and he's dominating. I think the more and more the New York Knicks start to realize this man is a problem for opponents, and they're really starting to, he's so efficient. He makes scoring look so easy. And the beauty of having Cat and Brunson on the same team is that they can – it's like we've been saying, right? During the 9-game winning streak, it's been pick your poison. But the reason why I think the New York Knicks – Karl-Anthony Towns is such an amazing basketball player, number one, is what I'm trying to say. And you guys know that because 27 points on 9 of 14 shooting, 3 of 3 from 3 is incredible. It's an incredible night from your starting center. And to give you that, to go along with that, he's giving you 13 boards, 2 assists, 3 steals, and 2 block shots in only 34 minutes. So, look, man. Efficiency-wise, he's been amazing all season long. And when it comes to efficiency-wise, he's been the next best player this season. Which is why that OKC game was so frustrating, why the Knicks went away from him. Because Cat can give you nights like this on a game-by-game basis, and he has been for majority part of this season. And just an incredible game from Cat. Incredible game from OG Anunoby. And needed this one. got back on track. Got back on track. What's going on, everybody? Unc Dre, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? Shaman had tough shots go in. You guys just cycling in the chat. Look, OG Anunoby. Let's get to him. 27 points, 8 of 13 from the field, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block. I thought he played an amazing defensive game. And one thing about OG Anunoby is that he loves playing the Toronto Raptors. He loves playing the Raptors. And it's just not only that. It was just great to see him be in rhythm. Right? Great to see him be in rhythm tonight. And we haven't seen a game like this since the Raptors game. And I thought Anunoby, with probably his most efficient game of the season, 4-6 from 3, 8 of 13 from the field. One thing about Anunoby, once he sees the first couple of shots go in, he gets into rhythm. And, he's honestly a tough guard. And 8 of 13 from the field, another efficient night from another one of your starters. So Cat, 9 of 14 from the field, Anunoby, 8 of 13 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3. And guys, in the 3-game losing streak, the Knicks have been shooting the 3 poorly. Tonight they shot 36%, 12 of 33 from 3. Better. Way better than what they've been shooting. Right? And your starting 5, Mikal Bridges aside, 2-11 from 3, finally got one going in the 4th. And this is now, I think, Mikal Bridges is, what did they said it on the broadcast? I think it's his 20, what was it? I wrote it down here. 19 consecutive game in double-digit scoring for Mikal Bridges. But Anunoby loves playing the Raptors. And he needed a game like this. If there's anyone in the starting 5 that needed a game like this, is OG Anunoby, because he's kind of been, flaming out offensively. And, he's kind of been, a lot of Knicks fans punching bag. Like, look, he needs to show up offensively. He's dealing with the elbow injury, we know. But just great game from him tonight. Great game from Cat, and Josh Hart with another great game as well. And, look, the Knicks did what they're supposed to do. They took care of business. They are now 3-0 against the Raptors. And heavyweight matchup on Friday. But I thought tonight was a great step in the right direction for this squad. Hit some of these comments. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Isaiah says, what's up, Ant? I feel like Mikal is starting to become a little shaky again, and I hope he doesn't begin to fall back into the early NBA season again, man. Isaiah, appreciate you in the chat. Look, Mikal is struggling from 3 lately. Don't really have the numbers in front of me, but he's struggling from 3. But one thing about Mikal Bridges is that he's been so consistent offensively for this team, and I'm honestly not worried about it, because one thing that I did notice tonight is that Tom Thibodeau switched up his substitution patterns. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but that's one observation I took from tonight. Mikal Bridges normally plays the entire first quarter, the entire third quarter, but not tonight. Mikal Bridges came out with a little, I think it was 10 minutes, 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Mikal Bridges came out the game, and he got pretty much an extended rest for Mikal Bridges. I mean, he leads the NBA minutes, and good on Tom Thibodeau for giving him those extended minutes. But he switched up his substitution patterns, got Mikal Bridges more time on the bench, more time to rest. And hopefully, that can carry over into the next game. But in terms of your question, I'm not concerned about his shooting slump. One thing that he's shown us is that he can snap out of it in a blink. And in terms of efficiency numbers, he's been awesome for mid-range. And his threes right now he's struggling for sure. But I think he'll snap out of it. I do. Tyler. What's going on, Tyler? Shout out to Landry Shamet tonight. Landry Shamet and Precious Achiuwa, I thought, had good games for the Knicks. I mean, from what they've been giving this Knicks team, Shamet is just like an Energizer bunny out there. He really is. Can't get a 3 to go down, though. 0-3 from 3, but 8 points, active, just super active, great cutter, just a great team player. Knows where his spots are on the court, doesn't really force anything, and his shot will come. look, he's been struggling from three, and the Knicks do need those threes off the bench. Yeah, they do. So don't know if it's like kind of his shoulders bothering him because again he's been dealing. He just coming off major injury, right? So, but Shamet tonight active hands defensively. He's a basketball player. Really love what I saw from him. And Precious, man, tonight I thought he looked like Precious Achiuwa from last year for sure. 6 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block. And once again, if you're looking at the box score, it's not really showing up in the box score, but just great Precious minutes. I thought the 15 minutes that he gave you, awesome minutes. Active, blocking shots in the paint. I mean, 1 block tonight, but I just thought, from what they've been giving us, Shamet and Precious, tonight was a good step in the right direction. It was. Campaign, on the other end, he's in a bit of a funk, to say the least. We definitely need Deuce McBride back, but one thing I love is that you have a 7-foot big man who's efficient, who can dominate, and who's hobble out there. Grabbing his knee in the first quarter, clearly not 100% healthy. There was times during this game where a lot of fans were like, yo, just take him out. Like, why compromise him, this early in the season? You don't want him to miss 10 to 15 games. And then after that first quarter, he shook it off. Seemed like he got into rhythm. And there was a point where he started, I think, 7 of 7 from the field. And you were like, bro, this man is not going to miss tonight. And Cat just shows you what he's capable of. I mean, again, he's just a dominant force. He's so efficient that it's remarkable. And Alan Hahn asked him after the game, it's like, you're so hard to go. I forgot the question, but he said that you're so hard to guard, and that you make scoring look easy. And then Cat responded like, look, I put the hours in the practice facility. I put the hours behind the scenes. So, this is just the results of that. And for Karl-Anthony Towns to come out after that injury, hopefully that he's okay. He's clearly okay. That was just incredible game from Cat. Incredible game from Cat. Mike, what's going on, Mike? Appreciate you in the chat. All right, hit some more comments. Knicks get a much-needed win, 112-98 against the Toronto Raptors. Once again, you can hop in the Discord and call into the show now. We'll be getting to your calls later on in the stream. I already see Yuri already waiting to talk. Yuri, ready to talk. Yuri says, and Shamet will hit those shots. Yeah, he will. He will. He definitely will. Not really worried about that. Hopefully he will. I keep saying he will, but he needs to show me that, he can knock down those shots. The thing about Shaman is that one thing you don't really worried about is his 3-point, efficiency, right? I mean, last year, he's always been like above 35%-ish, and that's pretty good. So you have to wonder if the shoulder is bothering him in terms of like his release. So L Figgy, what's going on? Thank you for the win. I couldn't take another L. Wild Boy Trey, what's going on, Wild Boy Trey? Cat is a top 7 player in the league. Go argue with a wall. Wild Boy Trey, I agree. There's a reason why he crept into the top 5 MVP. And look, Josh Hart, after last game, brought up a comment saying that, regarding, he said that, we have to, play as a team. We can't care about individual statistics, something along those lines. And tonight, if you look at the Knicks box score, even. Look at the starting 5 attempts. It's all even. 14 attempts for Hart, 13 for Brunson, 14 for Cat, 13 for Anunoby, and 18 for Mikal Bridges. Not one player took over 20 shots. You only had I think the ball was moving tonight. You had 24 assists. I looked at that number and I thought that would have been more, but I felt like the ball was moving tonight. But I love these field goal attempts. When this Knicks team can spread it out like that and get everyone involved in the starting five. I saw them trying to give Anunoby that. Anunoby had the hot hand for, all game pretty much. But I love these field goal attempts right here. And it's not one guy, right? Because the thing about Cat is he's been hovering around 15 to 20 field goal attempts a game. And the remarkable thing is he's been efficient all season. All season long for Karl-Anthony Towns. And I think the more the Knicks realize that, I personally think Cat is their best player. I do. I think Cat is their best player. Brunson is amazing. That is not a shot at Jalen Brunson at all. But I think Karl-Anthony Towns is the Knicks' best player. He can do it all. Pass, shoot, low post, everything. Foul trouble tonight. Finished with 3 fouls. Got into foul trouble early. But playoff time, that's when Brunson eats. And obviously Brunson's assist numbers have been up this season. But I think the more the Knicks realize that this man is just a mismatch for opponents, I really want Cat to be the one taking majority of the shots. Obviously, the game doesn't flow. It depends on the game flow. But tonight, with the field goal attempts, I love the way the Knicks, distributed the ball, and it was even throughout the starting five. So, love that. But Cat, he's awesome. My boy Trey, he's awesome. Khaled says, Cat is the best player on this team, and once Brunson accepts it, we'll be a championship team. Cat should be getting 20 shots a night on this team, and everybody falls in line. Sort of what I just said, right, Khaled? Wish I saw your comment, but yeah, I don't think it's Brunson realizing it. Look, Brunson's gonna get his points. Brunson's assist numbers have been up this season. Last game, Brunson finally got it going from 3. Finally hit a 3, 1 of 4 from 3. But 13 field goal attempts from Jalen Brunson. I think last game he had 20? Yeah. OKC 23 field goal attempts. Chicago 20 field goal attempts. Orlando 21 field goal attempts. And 2 out of those games were inefficient, right? Tonight, he got it down to 13 field goal attempts. Still 38% from the field. But everyone else, OG Anunoby was clicking. Cat was clicking. So Brunson wasn't forcing it tonight. And the more and more time goes on, obviously, the more I think Jalen Brunson is going to, look, we need Brunson, obviously. I mean, he's our best. Cat's 1, Brunson's 1A. Like it's just that simple. But I think when Brunson, the thing that's during the 3-game losing streak is what I'm trying to say is if Brunson realizes that, look, my shot isn't falling on tonight. My shot isn't falling. I don't have it. I think that sometimes he can force it a little bit. But tonight I thought he played a good game, JB. So, yeah. El Figgy says, for all of us complaining about the bench not getting enough time, now you see why Thibs struggles with trust. In last 3 minutes, Kolek turns it over and Toppin can't get a layup. Do better, boys. Yeah, we'll talk about the last 3 minutes. I mean, those are the minutes that Tom Thibodeau watches. And you heard the infamous quote from Deuce McBride. He's watching these minutes. The last 3 minutes of the game, the Knicks bench did nothing. Kolek turned it over. And I even tweeted on the Knicks Nation account, at Knicks Nation on X, that, Tom Thibodeau probably saw, obviously, he watched those 3 minutes like all of us did, and nothing transpired from those 3 minutes. So he's going to keep that in his mind for next time. And look, those guys don't really play anyway, but they definitely didn't help their case in those 3 minutes. That's for sure. I agree to a certain extent, but once playoff comes around, I expect Brunson to take that title back from Isaiah. Yeah, look, playoff Brunson, we've seen it firsthand. hand, amazing, obviously. Regular season Brunson, amazing. But now you add a superior talent in Karl Anthony Towns, who is efficient, can shoot threes, can shoot at a high rate in terms of free throws. It's going to take time for Jalen Brunson to adjust. And look, we're just coming off a 9-game winning streak. I sound crazy saying that. But I truly do think if Karl Anthony Towns, he can average, honestly, like what is he averaging this season by far? So far. I think the more the Knicks realize that he's the guy to go to, like 9 of 14, like this is incredible numbers, guys. 27 points, 13 boards on 9 of 14 shooting, 3 of 3 from 3. And he's been doing this all season long. He's having, an insane year. 25 points on the season, leading the league in rebounding, 55% from the field, and he's shooting what from 3? I think he's shooting like above 40% from 3. 44% from 3 this year. 44% from 3 from Karl Anthony Towns. The efficiency is insane, right? So in the midst of Anunoby going through struggles with his shot, Bridges is struggling now with his shot, Brunson is struggling now with his threes. Cat has just been consistent, like, right? The games that Cat hasn't really produced offensively, the Knicks just don't go to him, right? The OKC game, the games early on in the season where, it was going to take the Knicks some time, to get him instilled in the offense. But Cat has been doing this all season long. The efficiency has just been through the roof. And nights like tonight, just greatness, honestly, greatness. Greatness. Knicks get a much-needed win, 112-98 against the Toronto Raptors. Needed this one, guys. Needed this one. After coming off the 3-game losing streak, it was kind of, the mood was kind of sour. I'm not gonna lie to you. The mood was sour, but you looking at this schedule, you knew that you had to get this Raptors game. And it's not only you had to get this Raptors game, right? I wanted the Knicks to kind of do what they did tonight and kind of like put the Raptors in the rearview mirror, blow them out, kind of get the bench going. But tonight, I thought good step in the right direction for OG Anunoby. Karl Anthony Towns, he's been doing this all season long. Jalen Brunson, good game from him. Josh Hart doing what Josh Hart does. And the positives from the bench, you got Precious, you got Shamet doing their thing. But the problem now has been Campaign, right? Campaign off the bench has been, he hasn't been playing well. So wonder what Tom Thibodeau is going to do regarding that. Obviously, Deuce McBride is close. He's going to be, reevaluated next game against OKC. Hopefully he can get out there. OKC lost to the Cavs tonight. So that's going to be another heavyweight matchup. But Karl Anthony Towns, 14,000 points tonight. Congrats to Karl Anthony Towns. Getting 14,000 points. And I believe Tom Thibodeau, what did he win? His 200th game as a Knick, if I'm not mistaken. I think I saw that on X. Just want to give my congrats. So congrats for Karl Anthony Towns for getting the 14,000 points. Yeah, and congrats to Tom Thibodeau for winning his 200th game as a Knick head coach. So congrats to Thibs, 5th coach in Knicks history to amass 200 wins. That's Tom Thibodeau. Hot take, I feel like Cat has been shooting better than Jokic this year. Got to look at Jokic's stat, but Isaiah, love what Cat is doing. Mitch is that missing piece to a chip. Mitch saw the Cavs win against OKC, and you saw him pop out. Mitch looks good, by the way, on the bench. There's a picture of Mitchell Robinson that I have. Look at Mitch. Look at Mitch right here in great spirits. Looking good, right? Mitchell Robinson is he looks skinny in that picture. Looks like he's in shape. So he's on the verge, man. Give him what? A few more weeks, but Yeah, Mitch looks good. Happy to see him back on the bench. Mike, what's going on? Let's get right to the bench production at the end because let's be real. It's the Raptors. Thibs, how about coach them instead of letting them do whatever, run a play or something? Mike. Yeah, the bench didn't do themselves any justice at the end of the game. In the last 3 minutes, Kolek turnover, just bad basketball. Sims, just bad basketball. And look, Tom Thibodeau is going to look at that, and he's gonna ingrain that in his head. And, you know, the question we've been asking ourselves, is the Knicks bench bad? Or is it just Tom Thibodeau not trusting them and playing them? Tom Thibodeau is a great basketball mind. So he knows what he's doing. I wish, you know, nights like tonight, the thing about Thibs, the nights like tonight where the Knicks are up 20 with like 4 minutes to go, you wanted to see him pull his starters a little bit sooner, but I'm not going to complain. So, but yeah, I mean, Mike, the bench didn't do anything in the final 2 minutes. So at some point you got to blame, you know, like if they get their opportunities, I know it's a blowout and, you know, they're pretty much forcing it and, you know, they know they're not really going to get opportunities from here on out. So they tighten up. So I get it though. Yuri, Mitch looks lean. Skinny Mitch is making a comeback. Guys, look at him. He looks good. He looks good. Watch out. But yeah, Mitch, I think, is the final piece. Final-ish piece. I'll say that. I want to say final piece, but he's a big piece for us down the line. El Figgy, answer, yes, our bench is bad. Yeah. The thing that stinks right now is Shamet not hitting his threes. I think that is very important. I think Shamet needs to come in off the bench and campaign. I truly do think you need to get 3+ threes from them. You do. And Shamet 0-3 tonight. But the thing you love about Shamet is that even though his shot isn't falling, he's playing defense. He's getting after the ball. He's playing up on his man. He's just a basketball player. Like, he's cutting. He's just doing all the little things. Thomas, thank you for the sub. He's just doing all the little things. And his shot will come. His shot will fall. Just have to wonder if his shoulder is barking a little bit, bothering him, because 0-3 tonight, if we go to Shamet's game logs, I mean, he hasn't hit a three since the game in Washington where he went 2-2. So he is now 3, 6, 8, 0 for his last 9 from 3. So he's in a funk. Brunson's in a funk from 3. Mikel's in a funk from 3. So, but tonight you saw the great play of Anunoby and the great play of Cat. And Josh Hart too, man. Like, I don't want to just brush over Josh Hart because I feel like I do that sometimes. But 21 points, 7 assists, 11 boards, 1 steal. The thing about Hart is that he backs up whatever the hell he says in the post games, right? He's the first one to admit his mistakes. He's the first one to call someone out. He's the first one to, you know, take blame. And he backed up whatever he said at the end of the game against the Magic with almost a triple-double. I think that would have been his 5th triple-double of the season. But he's been awesome. But I just really enjoyed watching OG Anunoby play tonight. I felt like it was a while since we saw this OG Anunoby, right? A lot of single digits in scoring, just not really providing anything offensively. But tonight, I know it's against his former team. He loves playing against the Raptors. He loves playing against RJ Barrett. Shout out to Barrett. Shout out to Quickly. But the efficiency, I mean, you take this. Like, Cat and OG Anunoby, the efficiency was like insane tonight. And Josh Hart. So you're happy that the Knicks got back to their 3-point shooting ways, and 16 to 20 from the free throw line is also great. Great step in the right direction. But Brunson with 2 more missed free throws. So he's going through something. Shooting wise, he's going through something. He'll snap out of it. Ba ba ba. All right. Shamit. Aunt G in the chat says Shamit was doing too much. I thought Shamit played a good game, Aunt. I do. Just didn't hit his threes. I just love watching Shamit play. And look, I know that, Shamit has kind of been, I think tonight, especially second half was better than his first half, but his threes will come. Unc Dre says, let's just wait to see what the bench looks like when Mitch is there to help. The verdict is not out quite yet. We have to wait and see. Rasul, salute. Unc, what's going on? Yeah. Mitchell Robinson, we're dying to see him. We've been talking about him for a while now, and I've gotten to the point where I just want to see him, but it's good to see him, on the bench, looking lean. I'll throw up this picture again, looking lean, looking like he's in good spirits. And look, he will be a major help. Mike Breen was on the Michael K show today, and Breen said that he will help tremendously, and he will. But we just have to wait to see that, and I'm intrigued. El Figure, thankfully, Josh and Kat were able to play. I was worried about them in the first half. Yeah, Karl-Anthony Towns especially, right? Karl-Anthony Towns was hobbling. He was grabbing at his knee. And you were like, oh, no, like we don't want this to linger. But Kat has been efficient all season long. And look, he's missed a few games this year. But in the games he's been playing, guys, let's be real. He's been the best center in the East. And he honestly, I haven't pulled up Jokic's numbers, but to me, I'll take him right now against I know this is like a bold stat. I'll take him right now against anyone right now, center-wise, because that's how well he's just been playing efficiency-wise, right? Foul trouble is always going to follow Karl-Anthony Towns. But he has come to New York and just simply embraced the city, embraced his teammates, and just put on that Knicks uniform and has played extremely, extremely well for this team. And tonight, he gives you 27 points, 13 boards, 3 steals, 2 assists, and 2 blocks. Cat has been awesome. Right now, you just hope that he, can heal up that knee. You hope that doesn't linger. If the Knicks want to win a championship, it's because they have the best starting 5 in the NBA, not the bench. Best starting 5. Yeah, the bench. The talk has been the bench, guys, obviously, but I thought tonight, great Precious minutes. Tonight, good Shamit minutes. Campaign has flamed out a little bit. I'm worried about that. So, but they need Deuce McBride, right? They need Deuce McBride. This bench team needs Deuce McBride. If Deuce McBride is out, it's a struggle, right? Deuce, he's getting close. They need his defense. They need his threes. They need Deuce McBride. And I'm wondering if Deuce McBride comes back, does Tom Thibodeau start to go away from Campaign, right? Because the reality is Campaign hasn't really been doing much. And I've wanted Thibs to play Kolek over Payne because Payne isn't really giving you the normal spark that he normally does. And he's a vet. It will happen in spurts. I understand that. But going back to the beginning of the season, you looked at Campaign as kind of like the guy that could come into games and give you a spark, but not consistently, right? So he's pretty much been doing what we've expected, So that's something to watch. That is something to watch, but Payne has been a disappointment, for for the better part of a week or two. He's just been flamed out. He's had his good games, had a great game against Toronto. He's been a spark for this team. Him and Deuce McBride have been great, But I think Payne and Deuce are a good tandem, but Payne has just been right? He's just been Cat has been big, top center this season thus far. Yeah, top center, man. Top center. Rasul says Payne is good. I'm not mad at Payne. To me, yeah, Payne he'll be all right. But the thing is, you really didn't really expect much from Payne, right? You wanted him to come in here and do his little thing, and just give a spark, and he has been. So I'm not disappointed because I really didn't expect much from him. So he's given me more than what I've expected from him. But he does need Deuce on the floor to kind of do his own thing and be effective. But right now, he's just been flaming out a little bit. Disc Rover says, Cat 100% should have sat tonight. One thing about Karl-Anthony Towns is that he wanted to play, and I'm happy that he did play because he had such a great game, right? So I know in the first quarter it looked like he was battling something, but everyone's battling something, right? And I just love that if he's really hurt, he would have told the Knicks, like, look, I'm not playing. Thing about Cat is that he's not going to force, the coach's hand and, if he's hurt, he's going to sit. Cat on a hobble knee gave you 27-13, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 3 from 3, and 9 of 14 from the field. Awesome. Awesome. Rasul says we got to get the Thunder back on Friday. We do. Thunder just lost to the Cavs. Can't wait for that rematch in MSG. Payne was a third string for the 76ers last year for a reason. We need to figure out a way to acquire Malcolm Brogdon from Mike Saunders in the chat. What's going on, Mike? It's going to be hard, Brogdon's contract, Knicks first apron team. But, there's been a lot of fans and a lot of media starting to, even Alan Hahn said it on his show. He said that the Knicks are not a championship team yet. He said yet. The Knicks are not a championship team yet, simply due to the fact that their bench is weak. Now, I trust Leon Rose. I trust their front office that they'll try to cook something up and try to get someone else. But under the restrictions of the CBA, it will be hard to do that this year. So Alan Hahn there's been a couple of media personalities that have already been saying that maybe this is not the next year, right? And a part of me gets it. A part of me gets that talk, but I really don't want to just put this year aside because we're still playing this year. You gotta play things out, right? You gotta see how things play out. Injuries happen to other teams. Who knows? Maybe Kolek and Huck Porty and maybe they make a trade at the trading deadline and they acquire someone. You never know. Maybe Mitchell Robinson comes back and this thing looks totally different and they start to click and they're rolling because you got Mitch, you got Cat. Everyone's talking about the Cavs right now with the their guys that are over 7 feet. Well, we got 2 guys to combat that, right? You got Mitch, who has dominated them before, and then you got Karl-Anthony Towns, who's a mismatch. So maybe that's our guy. And, obviously that's a wait and see approach. But a lot of people have been saying, like, maybe this is not our year and, this is the year before the year. There's a part of me that agrees with that, but I kind of want to just see how this plays out first before I jump to that conclusion. El Figgy, the Cavs got SGA and Hartenstein in foul trouble early. Take notes, Tom Thibodeau. Chris, what's going on? We got a much-needed win tonight as expected. Now let's get right to the ship Friday night and get a huge win. Friday night is the first game this year at home that is a, quote, a big game. Yeah, Friday's going to be massive, man. Payback, right? Payback. How are you going to respond? OKC just lost to Cleveland. You got a day off. You got tomorrow to rest up a little bit. You win Friday, and, that has people feeling good again. I'll tell you that. If you win on Friday, it has people feeling good again, right? Not that we haven't felt good, but that would be a big win this season. A big win. Why boy said I'm not in the championship or bus train. Let this team keep gelling. Isaiah, if they don't win this year, I won't be mad. Look at Boston. It took them a while to figure things out, but I feel like we're on a faster pace than we were back then. And yeah, look, great points from Wabo Train, great points from Isaiah. But, I really want to see how it ends in, obviously, hopefully an NBA championship, but I really want to see how it plays out before. I really want to see Mitchell Robinson with this group. Really want to see Deuce kind of be consistent and, be that dominant, to be that scorer off the bench that this Knicks team has needed. So really want to see that, but I've been starting to hear that talk a little bit. And, just give it some time. Give it some time. Rasul says Thibs needs to set plays for Karl Anthony Towns. The thing about that is that it'll come, right? Cat is so big that it depends on the game, right? It depends on the mismatch that he has. It depends on his opponent. And tonight, Raptors really didn't have anyone to guard him. They had Jakob Poeltl, who was in foul trouble. 3 personal fouls, but he had 4 turnovers, 10 boards. And, yeah, they had no one to guard Cat. I really wonder what Raptors fans feel about Scotty Barnes, number one, because, I don't know, good player, but not that star player. 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 4 blocks. You love that. 18 points. But Quickly, I thought looked good. 31 minutes for Quickly coming back from that injury. But obviously the Raptors are rebuilding, and they have a long way to go. But if you're on the Knicks side, you did what you're supposed to do. Look, you're coming off a bad loss against Orlando, coming off of 2 bad losses against Chicago Bulls and the Orlando Magic. You had to win tonight, and you did. You took advantage of a bad Raptors team. They only have 1 win on the road, and you won. And you beat them handily. And we needed this. Kind of feel good about yourself going into OKC again. Get back on the winning track, and we can just go from there. We can just go from there. All right, let me try to get Yuri in here. Yuri, I see you in the Discord. Once again, if you're on the Discord, please hit the link that's pinned up to the top, and we can get you in here. Let me try to get Yuri in here for a second. I see Yuri waiting. Give me a second, Yuri. Yuri, can you hear me? Yuri, can you hear me? All right, that's not gonna work. Let me try another way. Hang on, Yuri. Hang on. Let's get Yuri. Yuri's been waiting in the Discord. I want to hear what Yuri has to say. All right. Yuri.
I hear you.
There we go. Yuri, what's going on? Thank you for calling the Knicks Nation post game.
Oh, you're welcome. Much needed W tonight after a really, I don't want to say a bad losing streak, but we needed a win tonight just to make sure we're not down going into the OKC game.
We did. And look, the Knicks are back on track. Look, 3 straight bad losses, right, Yuri? And you came in tonight kind of hoping for a game like this. And you got great contributions from Anunoby. You got great contributions from Hart and Karl Anthony Towns. Now the game
No, go ahead. I didn't realize you were talking.
Now, Friday's game is going to be massive. But what do you think of the bench tonight?
What I liked about the bench was Tom Thibodeau. We criticized him for playing the bench. We really did. And you see him substituting the people that he trusts. You saw him going to Shaman. You saw him going to Precious. And then you saw him substituting it as time goes on. I'd rather have him do that than have him put the actual bench in. Now, before everyone shoots me in the comment section, I'm actually watching the stream at the same time. I'm going to explain why. From what I saw, those last 2 minutes from the rookies on our bench, I've watched Tom Thibodeau since when he was coaching Derrick Rose in a Bulls team. He will not play you until he sees the garbage minutes that are being useful. Now, I said on stream yesterday, I'm going to even call myself out for this one, let Tyler Kolek play. My personal hot take, keep Tyler Kolek in the G League. Let him develop, let Pat Holmes develop, and let Ariel Hokapole develop in the G League for this year.
Well, the thing about that is they have been, right? They've been kind of, look, Kolek won the G League Showcase MVP, 2 weeks ago? And they've been developing them. They've been developing in the G League. And Alan Hahn brought up a good point saying that they've been gearing up, that they've been like playing more and more in the G League. But the thing about Pat Holmes, right? He's playing a lot of minutes with, TJ Warren in the G League, and he's playing with Kolek as well. But I personally think we're not going to see Pat Holmes really much this year. I think there's a chance we see more Kolek, and there's a chance we see Hukporty. But the reality is, if and when Mitchell Robinson comes back, I don't think we're going to see Hukporty. So, but I think Kolek.
Oh, I agree with you on that.
I think Kolek has a chance to beat out Campaign. I do.
I half agree with you on that one, and I half disagree with you on that one. I actually do like Campaign. Mm-hmm. He is a hit and miss sometimes. He's mostly been a miss starting the new year. I personally think he's going to get back on track for it, but I do see Kolek definitely getting minutes later down the road. If not this season, maybe next season. I would like to see Pacome coming off the bench. I know it's not going to happen. I feel like Pacome would have more potential off the bench because the kid's raw. He does play defense. And you even saw it for the times when he had been able to play. Tibbs does like him too. So I would expect Pacome to be played more off the bench.
Yeah.
That's my hot take for rookies.
Yeah. But Yuri, you know that look, the thing about Pacome is that he's 19, right? So he has a ton of
He's 19 years old, he's young.
Yeah.
Very young.
He's very young. He's very raw, but look, he has come in and given us some things that are promising. But from what Tom Thibodeau has shown us is that I don't think he's going to go to Pacome. I don't. I mean, we're starting to see Landry Shamet get involved more. And if you already have Shamet, Deuce, Precious, and when Mitch comes back, Mitch, that's 4, right? So,
right.
And honestly, I wouldn't mind that at all.
I wouldn't mind it at all either.
Yeah.
And I was looking up some news today, right? Mitch, as of right now, was being shopped. From what reports on that I heard from other Knicks channels that I watched too, not just yours,
Mm-hmm.
the trade offers that Leon Rose got and the front office got, they were all garbage offers or tank offers. Mitch at this point is considered to be a tank offer. So I don't think the Knicks are going to make a move this trade deadline. I would be shocked if they do. Honestly. But I don't see them making a move this trade deadline. I think they're going to wait for Mitch to come back. Mitch is going to be reworked into the rotation. And your bench lineup is going to be Landry Shamet, Campaign, Precious Achiuwa, Mitchell Robinson. And That's it, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because those are the guys Tibbs trust.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yuri, thank you for calling in again. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Have a great night. Yuri in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Join the Discord if you guys wanted to call in as well. Look, all valid points. The thing I am waiting for, and we are waiting for, is Big Mitch. We're waiting for Big Mitch, right? That will kind of stabilize things off the bench. That is a guy that Tom Thibodeau trusts. That is a guy that is an elite offensive rebounder, elite shot blocker, and an elite lob threat. Opens up the floor for JB even more. I don't think that Mitch will start right away. I think you will see him in closing lineups. I do. I cannot wait for that to happen. But right now, you know, Dibs is mixing and matching what he got. It stinks that Deuce is hurt right now and has been kind of like inconsistent this year when he's been on the floor. But you hope that he's all right. You need Shamet to knock down threes. You need Campaign to kind of, you know. Look, I love Payne. I do love Payne. But just give us a 3 a game, right? 1-3. You like the 2 assists. You like the 1 steal. Plus minus 9. Impacted the game. Impacted the game. But I'm not even mad at Payne. Like, honestly. We didn't expect him to come in here and be the savior off the bench. We didn't. So, but it's a great win. Get back on track. Then Friday is when the fun starts. Friday is when it's fun. I'll bring up the schedule in a second because after Friday, boy, oh boy, if you look at that schedule, we go into the playoffs with 8-man rotation. Disc Rover says in the chat, bring back Big Money Burks. And then Yuri also said he doesn't think the Knicks are going to make a move. It's going to be hard to make a move, number one. And if you're trading Mitchell Robinson, right, you're trading him at his lowest value. Let me get rid of this call in on my screen. You're trading him at his lowest value. So why would you entertain that, right? Why would you even entertain that? You'd rather hold Mitchell Robinson and hope that he can get back to the player that he was rather than trade him for what? What, a bag of peanuts? And then you really don't have anything. And now you're really hoping for Huck Porty to be that guy, or Jericho Sims to be that extra big off the bench. So Mitch, I think the Knicks will keep him. He's been in a lot of rumors. Sims has been in a lot of rumors. So I do think the Knicks are trying to get a 3-and-D wing in here. They are. And look, trading deadline isn't a month away. Believe it or not, it is January 8th. So we just got to wait and see regarding that. Coach, yeah, what's going on in the chat? Appreciate you in here, Coach. Mitch going to get hurt again. Trade deadline going to be over, and we're going to be stuck again. Watch. Rasul. That's the downside. The upside is Mitchell Robinson at his peak, dominating the paint, best offensive rebounder in the NBA. Give us 15 minutes a game. That is it. That is all I'm asking for from Mitchell Robinson. I don't need 20. I don't need 25. I just need Mitchell Robinson in spurts, situations. That's all I need. So that's the downside. But you kind of want to be positive, speak things into existence, and hope that Mitch can come in here and be the player that he was, right? That's what we hope for. That's what we hope for. Monk Wrench, what's going on? Appreciate you in the chat. Look, much needed win for this Knicks team. We going back to this game. Karl-Anthony Towns, incredible. Loud and Clear says, pretty sure we are about $400K away from the second apron, but all the trade talks are cool to talk about, I guess. Yeah, that's another thing to worry about, guys. We're $400K away from the second apron, and once you are in that second apron, it is extremely difficult to do anything. Look at Boston. They're losing like tons of money and they're like restricted. So you sign a guy for what, $6 million, and you're really playing that guy like $18 million because of the penalty. So you really want to stay out of that apron. Chris says, I trust Leon Rose will do something to improve this roster come the trade deadline. Leon Rose will find a way to make a deal that puts us in a position to beat the Celtics or the Cavs come this summer. Chris, love this comment. One thing about this front office regime is that they are trustworthy. Every move that they had made, it has worked out. You go down the trade list, the Cat trade, the Mikal trade, the OG trade. Obviously, you get up a boatload of picks for Mikal Bridges, but I do think that was a good trade for this Knicks team. The Josh Hart trade. You got to put the faith in Leon Rose. You got to put the faith in the front office. They will fix this bench. This is only year one of this core. Year 2 and 3, I think, will be even more scary. You know, year 1 of this core, we're living through it. The bench struggling, Deuce in and out the lineup, Mitchell Robinson not on the court. So everyone's kind of down on this team, saying that we're not going to win a championship this year, throw away the season, we can't beat Cleveland, we can't beat OKC. Think everyone needs to take a step back, relax. That goes back to what I've been saying about the guys, the media saying that this New York Knicks team is 1 year away. This is the year before the year. That could be true. You still want to see how this year plays out. You still want to enjoy this year. But this Knicks team, in my opinion, will hit its peak when Mitchell Robinson comes back and when Deuce is playing consistently, giving you those spurts. When Deuce McBride is giving you the 20 points, the 20 points off the bench, the 15 points off the bench, the dagger threes like he was hitting in the playoffs. That is the Deuce McBride we've been waiting for. And obviously when Mitchell Robinson comes back, I think that will help a lot. I really, really do. And we're waiting on that. But one thing, like Chris said in the chat, you got to trust the front office and you got to trust Leon Rose. Still in a good spot. 25-13. Excuse my little rant, but 25-13. Now we go to the schedule. The almighty schedule. OKC on Friday. Milwaukee on Sunday. Detroit playing well. They playing better. Your next 6 games. OKC, Milwaukee, Detroit, Philly, Minnesota, Atlanta. That's tough. What did they say? Coming into the OKC game on last Friday, toughest remaining schedule in the NBA. Well, you got OKC on Friday. I want to see the Knicks win that game. They need a marquee win like that on the docket. They need that win. I really do want to see the Knicks win that game. I really do. But these next 6 games are tough, right? Detroit's playing well. Milwaukee's already always hit and miss. Minnesota with Randall and Ant. Atlanta, Trae Young, rolling the dice on your logo. What you going to do about it? And Philly, right? Not really worried about Philly, but still. And obviously you got, the West Coast, Denver, LA, Sac, Memphis. After that, at Brooklyn. So, loud and clear, it says 6-0. Let's go. Love the confidence. I want to see a marquee win on Friday. I really do. I want to see the Knicks take care of business, take care of home court, and win that game. I do, because I really want to see the Knicks win on Friday. I do. Year 1 of a new team has never won a chip. That is from Wrench. Not even the GOATs of the league. And that's a great point, man. I mean, that's kind of what you obviously, we all look at the Miami Heat team, not comparing this team to that team, but it took them, a year, right? So even Kat has mentioned it a little bit early on in the season, like this is year 1 of this group. And I'm afraid to see what's in year 2 and what's in year 3. Like, if you're the NBA, knowing what this Knicks brass has cooked up in year 1, and it's not only this year, it's what has led to this year, right? This Knicks team can be very, very scary for the next 3 to 5 seasons. They can be. And that is what gets me truly excited, because we're not even done. You think we're done, but we're not even done yet. So, I believe. You'll be at the Hawks game? Oh, hopefully we get a win on that one, man. Hopefully Trae Young is not rolling the dice on the logo. Hopefully the Knicks can revenge, right? Revenge on that game. That's all I'm going to say. Hope you enjoy your time at MSG, man. 3 o'clock games. I love those 3 o'clock games. You know, you can go out before, then, you know, get out of MSG. It's still, you know, still early. You can still go out to dinner. So I love those games. Rasul says, I think maybe 4-2. Talking about this schedule, this gauntlet of the schedule. Boston won a championship their first year together. Mike, not their first core, right? Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. It took them. They were together for a while, right? And then they made the Holiday trade. They made the Porzingis trade that kind of brought them over the top. But Boston was going through it. I know it wasn't the same team. So they added pieces, right? So, but what I love is that this Knicks team is growing together. And look, the 3-game losing streak, the thing about why I love the season so much is that the 3-game losing streak, everyone was kind of like freaking out a little bit. And you look at the standings, you're still 25-13. You're still 12 games over 500. And, you know, you're in a fairly good spot right now. You are. But your schedule is tough. Your schedule gets tougher. And that's what I'm looking at. Still third in the East. Behind Boston. In front of Orlando. 1 through 3. The Cavs, man. How about those Cleveland Cavaliers? 11 straight wins for the Cleveland Cavaliers. At one point, are we just going to admit that they're legit? At what point? I hate saying it. Kind of makes me throw up in my mouth. But Cleveland, they are 32-4. 32-4. It's remarkable, man. Point differentials plus 11.7. They're just running over teams. And there's honestly, they're the best team in the league right now. Can't wait to play them again. Can't wait to play with Mitch again. But look, they're legit. So you came into the season thinking that you were just going to have to worry about Boston. And that's the only team I really worry about. But Cleveland's starting to, you know, at some point you got to start, you know, raising an eyebrow and saying, okay. But it's if they can do it over 7 games, which I don't. I think the Knicks still got them in 7 games. I do. All right, guys. Appreciate every single one of you guys in here. This was fun. Have a good night. Let's go Knicks. Once again, hop in the Discord. Come join us in the Discord. And subscribe if you haven't done so already. Smash the like button. And, yeah, we'll be doing a live stream tomorrow at 12:30 with LV Live. We'll be doing a Knicks Nation podcast talking about everything. So make sure you guys hop into that at 12:30 on your lunch break, or just hop in, you know, come say hello. Appreciate every single one of you. Again, I'm Anthony from Knicks Nation. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.